It's round 10 of the World Superbike Championship in 2025, and we are here at Motorland Aragon. It's Nicolo Bulliger on pole position alongside Top Rat Razgaliolu on the front row of the grid. This is going to be something else down towards the first corner, with Britain's Alex and Sam Lowes third and fourth on the grid. Let's head down then to our pit reporters as well and get all the action as we get ready for race one and 18 laps ahead of us on the grid. Let's head back to Rachel, who's in the pits as well, alongside Shaky, and James Toseland as well, thinking good. Rachel.
I love that. Thanks so much, JT. Yeah, it's going to be great. Obviously, there's that battle at the front there, isn't there, between Ducati and the BMW, but there's always other storylines, and one in particular, I guess, is Yamaha, and we've been speaking about Jonathan Rea, the fact that he's very much in the run-in now for his entire career. He's only got 3 more rounds left, and so far, Shane, this weekend, he's not done a bad job in 8th, and his teammate in 9th as well, Locatelli.
Yeah, there was one point there in Superpole where I think they were like 4th and 5th position and looking super strong. I think Johnny got a little bit caught out on the second tyre. He waited for somebody that obviously didn't come out and ended up having to do his lap on his own. So, you know, that made his lap a little bit more difficult for him. But I just had a real quick chat off air with him on the grid, and seeming quite happy. We got Nicola Canepa actually here, the Yamaha race manager. Nicola, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Obviously, we were just talking about Jonathan and Locker, very, very close together on the grid, both going well. What can they do in this race this morning? Or this afternoon, sorry.
Yeah, well, the temperature is quite higher than what we expected, so it's going to be, for sure, a tough race, but they did a good job in the qualifying. They are close to each other, and Johnny had a very good pace, especially with used tires, so let's hope we can go a little bit more in front.
How hard is it for you as the manager, knowing that somebody with 6 world titles like Jonathan, so successful, is bringing his career to an end with Yamaha in 2 rounds' time? That must be difficult.
Yeah, it was caught us by surprise when he decided to retire, but yeah, well, it's something that is good for him. I think for his future, he wants to spend more time with the family, and we fully respect that. But he's showing that he's still very, very fast, competitive, and he could be our top guy in Superbike. But yeah, well, we understand, and let's hope we can keep working in the future together in somehow in a different way.
We wish you the best of luck with that, Nicolo.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, all good things, I should say, really, all great things have to come to an end at some time.
It really was great.
It's been great. It's been a great ride, but it's not finished just yet. He goes from 8th, doesn't he, Jonathan Rea, in today's race. But man on pole is Nicolo Bulliger. Can he get a first win on the Superbike round here at Aragon? But Greg Toprak will have something to say about that, I believe, won't he? Here is race 1 of World Superbikes.
Rachel Stringer, thank you very much indeed. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along to Motorland Aragon
Stringer
in
King.
northeastern Spain. Stringer King, sorry. Okay. Well, there's the professional name and the sort of name we've made up for her. Anyway, I've completely lost my train of thought now. Thanks for that.
Sorry.
I'm just bigging it all up, ready to go. Nicolo Bulliger is on back into commentary mode. Pole position at a track of which Ducati has won the last 8 races. What can he do?
Welcome to round 10 of the World Superbikes in 2025. Nicolo Bulliger lines up on pole position. Alongside him is Top Rat Razgaliolu. Then we go to Alex Lowes as well. As we take a look at how they line up on the starting grid then, there's a lot to look forward to. Second row, Sam Lowes, Daniel Petrucci and Adriano Bautista. Then Andrea Iannone, Jonathan Rea and Andrea Locatelli. Remy Gardner, Michael van der Mark and Xavi Vierge, Dominic Agata, Ryan Vickers, also in there, Gert Gerloff, Yardi Montella, Tam McKenzie, Batan Sofagulu, Tito Abad, Michael Rinaldi, alongside Tommy Bridewell, Zakwan Zahardi and Axel Bassani lines up at the back of the field as we head off on the warm-up lap. Welcome up to the commentary box then. I'm back for World Superbike action. I get to do a couple of the races over the next couple of rounds of this amazing championship, which is dominating between Nicolo Bulliger and Top Rat Razgaliolu. What are we going to see as Top Rat's going to head off up into MotoGP? We already know Jonathan Rea is going to retire. That's over the Hungarian round of the championship. Xavier Hosoil starts in 12th position, but Adrian Bautista is the highest Spaniard, running in 6th position. There's a lot to look forward to and a lot to have action with down to turn 1. We've got all our systems operational up here in the booth. First time I've been able to commentate with our brand new timing tower and graphics that we had back at Manicure. Hopefully you enjoyed them back at home as well. Let's check in there with what our colleagues think down at TNT.
On the front tyre, there's an SC1 and an SC2 here this weekend, like you've just said, and Alex Lowe's is on the softer one, but the front two are on the harder SC2 front. And we heard with the interview with Alex Lowe's a little bit earlier in the day that he doesn't have to force the front of that bimotor because it turns so well, so he's not putting it under as much pressure. But fingers crossed for Alex, that SC1 softer front tyre will hang in there to the checkered flag.
Who would your money be on right here, right now? It's 13:59, we're about to get going. Would it be on Bulega or would it be on Toprak, and why?
I think Alvaro Bautista, if he gets a bit lucky in the first couple of corners and stays with his teammate, we know how strong he is at the last third of a race, especially around this Aragon circuit. But Nicolo Bulega should win this on paper. I was watching Toprak Razgatlioglu in qualifying, and after a couple of laps, he wasn't able to sustain the same lap times as the Ducatis. But look at the Ducatis. If Toprak has any trouble, that is going to be Alvaro Bautista, Daniele Petrucci, and even the Andrea Iannone, the winner of this race last year, could be in front of this man.
Well, Razgatlioglu leads by just 39 points to Bulega. Petruc's in there as well to come in for the overall manners. Let's see what we are going to have and ready to go. Here it is then, 18 laps ahead of us for the World Superbikes at Motorland Aragon. The run down to the first corner will be critical. Green flag at the back, eyes to the lights. Toprak already needs to get a great getaway compared to Bulega. 5 lights ahead of the riders. And pull the throttle back. We're racing in the Superbikes down to turn 1. Bulega's on the outside line. Toprak's got the inside down to the first corner. He outbreaks the number 11 who tries to go side by side. And Toprak forces Bulega wide. Up to second place goes Alex Lowe's. Tremendous start there. And Toprak Razgatlioglu has the lead of the race. Into turn 3 for the first time. Already Lowe's trying to have a look on the inside line of Toprak. Not going to work out. Bulega under attack from Sam Lowe's then. Petruc's diving up the inside of that's Nicolo, yeah, Petruc's and Bautista battling together. So Toprak leads, Bulega Lowe's as up the inside goes the 11, down at turn 6. That's going to be tight from Sam to try and defend it. He's going to hold it to as much as he can. And Bulega touches Sam. Alex goes through on the inside line. They're all swapping back places now. So they're all changing up positions. The Lowe's brothers having an awesome battle at the moment. So it's Toprak from Bulega. Sam Lowe's, Petrucci ahead of Alex Lowe's, who got forced out further back with Bulega. Sam's up there too. They're all touching. But still, a gap of plus 2 seconds. We come into the braking zone down at turn 11, 12 and 13 and 14 coming up. Well, tremendous start, an interesting getaway. Didn't really see that was what was going to happen. Wild call, and is now that Ducati Panigale V4R going to have the grunt on the BMW M1000RR. Down the back straight towards turn 16 and 17. Toprak's going to have to go defensive. We switch to the back camera. The Ducati's going to breeze through on the inside line. They go wheel to wheel towards the final 2 corners. Bulega has the inside line. He drops out back. Toprak trying to get the undercut around him as well. Sam Lowe's is just holding on to the back of these 2. Lap 1 complete. Bulega leads. Toprak Razgatlioglu, Sam Lowe's, Daniele Petrucci, Adrian Bautista. Alex Lowe's has dropped back under attack now from Andrea Iannone as they come in towards the first corner. Can't see if Iannone's got through. No, he hasn't. But he's under attack from Jonathan Ray as well. Locatelli in 9th. Gardner in 10th position as they come back. Awesome start then from the front as we see the 19 of Bautista sliding around, holding off the back of Alex as up the inside. He's going to dive for it. Alex tries on the inside. Can't get through down at turn 7. Awesome start to this race. Jonathan Ray gets ahead of Locatelli as Toprak's retaking the lead of the race. We haven't seen that on our angle. There he is, on the inside of turn 8 before the reverse corkscrew, and Toprak has retaken the lead of the race by the time we get down to that corkscrew section. Awesome start from everybody so far, terrific.
They're over the top of the hill, so the Turk is back in front. The Italian is second, Sam Lowe's is third, and you saw Iannone running wide in the background as well as we looked from Bautista's onboard camera. Wow, what a race. How many times has the lead changed already? And we're only halfway around the second lap. It's Toprak leading. Here's a replay. This is where it went wrong for Buliga. Look, he's on the curbs coming out of turn 7, and Toprak punishes him for that.
Went wide, and you cannot afford to make those mistakes at this level with Toprak right behind you. This is turn 14 and 15, the chicane before the back straight. Let's see again if the BMW has the legs to stay in front before the last corner. Looks like Toprak's got a great exit on this one. Sam Lowe's and Danilo Petrucci, he looks like he's starting to close in on this particular lap. I'll have a look at the lap times as they cross the line.
Yes, Petrucci, the only rider in the top 4 on the softer front tyre. So Toprak, Buliga and Sam Lowe's on the harder front tyre. There's a lot of movement in the background as well with the Yamahas.
Yeah, now they're side by side down towards turn number 1 as well. So the move going in on the inside this time from Buliga into the first corner. Toprak's on the outside into turn 1. Buliga's got it. Toprak keeps him on the outside line. Keeps his wrist pulled back on the accelerator. And Toprak keeps the lead of the race down through turn 3 into 4. 149.437 for Toprak then. He's got the fast lap so far. Buliga already, remember on these Pirelli tyres, they need to have a little bit of hold back on them. You can already see it's starting to grain a little bit on the front. The rear stepping out as well from underneath Nicolo Buliga. Is that going to allow Sam Lowe's to have a little bit of a look back? But Toprak in the lead of the race and is holding on strong as they head down into the reverse corkscrew once more. Buliga trying, you can hear one more with him, the revs changing between the two. But Toprak, 8, now nearly a tenth ahead already. It's just pulling that gap. He has an unusual amount of grip underneath him that he can just accelerate away, turn away the energy. Toprak by now 147.437. 149.665, 625. So Sam Lowe's is quicker than Buliga. But Buliga's right at the back of Toprak as well. How do you define which are going to be great as it come down to turn 13 and 14? And now down the back of 15. And over now towards 16 and 17, the last 2 corners on this track. And this is where Buliga is so much faster compared to Toprak Razgaliola as they come in towards the braking zone for the hairpin. Toprak defends the inside line. Buliga's trying to have a look on the inside as well. He's trail braking in. The front end is tripping underneath him. He's carrying so much more speed on the front end of that Ducati. He's practically side by side with the heavier BMW as they come over the line now. Back down towards turn 1. Buliga looks at the inside line. So much power on the front end brakes for Toprak. The rear stepping up as he comes underneath it. And there's palpitations going on now down in the BMW garage because it was literally a front lock brake stop from Toprak. Buliga's trying to close in and Sam Lowe's is just holding on. This is the best we've seen Sam Lowe's for a long, long time. Holding on with these two champions going toe to toe. And he's right there as well. So we've got a 3-way fight and Sam Lowe's is going for it. He's having a look on the inside of Buliga coming into turn 7. Can't find anything there. Toprak once again holds the place back on the inside line. Accelerates out, keeping it tight as he possibly can. There's a yellow flag out somewhere on the circuit. Can't tell who it is just yet. We'll get that to you shortly. Into the reverse corkscrew they come. Toprak has dropped back. It's turn 3 where we've got someone down. Is it Ryan Vickers? Because he's dropping down our timing monitors. It could be Tam McKenzie. McKenzie isn't made it through sector 1. So I think Tam McKenzie might be off on the 3rd corner. Can't see anyone on the rider tracker who has stopped the 21s. Yeah, and Tam McKenzie's not circulating on the timing screen. Replay, back to the boys.
What? 2 foot? Maybe slightly exaggerated, but I'm sure Toprak will feel like it's 5 foot. It's the only thing to overtake Toprak into turn 1 is his rear wheel, I think. I don't think any other riders can even get close. As they go around the back straight, again, yellow flags are out again. I'm not sure who that's for. I can't see any change but other than Taz McKenzie's bike, but I'll keep you posted on that. But yes, Sam Lowe's is still there. How important is Sam Lowe's in this situation?
Well, how important important is he going to be? Because Bulga's got such a run coming out of turn 17. He pulls to the inside line. They're practically 3 wide. Down to turn 1. Get us off that pit box. We need to see what's going on. Under braking. And Bulga takes the lead of the race. Top Rank trying to go back round the outside. Coming into turn 2. Holding it together now. But Bulga's got the inside line. Bulga takes it and has the lead of the race. Well, this is sheer brilliance right now between these two in the championship. They will not say no to each other. They will not let each other go away from it. They are holding in the time. They are holding in the pressure. And they are just moseying along as quickly and as competitive as they possibly can. Fantastic run so far then here in the racing action as we return to TNT.
Through the right, through the left. The track drops away. Must be like dropping off the edge of a cliff, James. You know what that's like. It falls by 50 metres there. The equivalent of a 15-storey building. And now traction control biting all the way around the Marquez corner at turn 10.
It is a fabulous part of the circuit, and this is close, isn't it? If Nicola Bulliger has the advantage, which I'm sure he will after a few more laps, I think the tactic will be push, push, push. Because he knows that Toprak wants to get the 13th win on the bounce, and he could force Toprak into a mistake because of that. But look at that. The switch, the cutback between 14 and 15, a wonderful overtake from Toprak, but he might have just sacrificed his drive down this straight, and here comes a factory Ducati into that turn 16, but no, Toprak throws it over his nose.
Another record Toprak is chasing, his most consecutive podium.
But he's gone wide, Greg, and now back on the inside line. Bulga's swept underneath him, and Sam Lewis is trying to go around the outside as well. He's got so much more traction down to turn 1. The top 3 across the line, separated by less than a tenth of a second. Toprak goes back underneath. Nicola Bulliger into turn 1, retakes the race. Bulliger trying to sweep back round the outside, can't do it. The 1, the 11, the 14 battling hard at the front here in Aragon as they come in towards turn number 3. Toprak holding on nicely. I wonder if that was a little bit deliberate, you know. Just let Bulliger have the last corner and then just accelerate away, use the traction from underneath and just grunge down towards turn number 1 on the inside line. It was such a late braking opportunity, but it is such a good traction point. Confirmed, Tara McKenzie is out of the race as they come down to the reverse corkscrew once more. It's Toprak leading from Bulliger, Sam Lowes, Petrux, Bautista, Alex Lowes, Locatelli, Iannone, Jonathan Ray, Gardner, Vierge, Montella, Bassini, Vandermark, Agata, Vickers, Gerloff, Rabat, Sovagulu, Rinaldi, Tommy Bridewell 21st, Zahadi 22nd, and the only retirement so far is Taryn McKenzie, who was running in 23rd position. So, as things stand, the racing action at the front is electric as Sam Lowes is holding on between. Remember, former Moto2 and a few-time MotoGP starter is Sam Lowes, was in contention for the Moto2 Championship 4 years ago, almost won it at Portimao, but came off the bike and sadly lost the title. But Sam is having a bit of a regeneration, it seems, coming into the last couple of races as he comes into now the last corner, 16 and 17, the double uphill left-hander onto the start-finish straight. Bulliger's got the inside line this time down to turn 1 compared to Top Rat Razgaliolu. Can he get out the brakes later into the first corner? Yes, he can. Top Rat's going to try and think about undercut. Can't get through this time. Bulliger has defended it nicely, but that's not going to stop Top Rat trying to look around the outside, coming through 2 into turn 3, trying desperately as we go to the drone cam into turn 4, the first of the right-handers since turn 1, and Bulliger leads. Top Rat, Sam Lowes staying in third. Top Rat trying to come around the outside into 5, not working. 6 and 7 coming up next before the reverse corkscrew. This is 6 on the right-hander, 7 right-hander as well. Nothing working. Into 8 and 9 and then 10. This is the corkscrew section before turn 11. Downhill we come. Drop down dramatically. Bulliger holding off beautifully from Top Rat. 12 to go. Lap 6 of 18 completed as they come through once more to that braking zone. Can you find a traction point to try skip through on the inside line? I don't think you can. Desperate to hold on to many people. No, still nothing, unfortunately, down on the brakes. Well, they are trying, but nothing's coming of it as things stand. So, once more, with feeling in this situation at the moment, as Toprak trying to go through the inside line, he forces Bulliger into a mistake, and Toprak forces his way through down the chicane, down at turn 14 on the inside line. Beautiful from manoeuvre, but now he's going to allow Bulliger to get in the slipstream down towards the final two corners. He pulls to the inside line. Toprak again is going defensive, can't get anything there on the inside line. Fantastic! Toing and throwing from these two rivals, and Sam Lowe's just holding back in third to try and take a breath with it. You're right as well. Cryptic said there's going to be a corker. It's an absolute barnstormer as Bulliger back on the inside as Toprak's rear of the bike steps out underneath him, down on the inside line. Bulliger retakes the lead at turn 1. Toprak's trying to go around the outside, try and get traction. Still nothing paying off from in there as well as they come into the braking zones, and still nothing going to be on there on the inside line. Wow! This is brilliance. Sheer brilliance from these two. It's almost a shame we're going to lose Toprak to MotoGP next year. Up the inside, this time at turn number 8. Toprak goes for the block pass and makes it stick. Toprak leads. Bulliger down to second. Sam Lowe's holding in third position directly behind. Now, them two battling in the front has allowed Pet Trucks to close in. That two of Avrio Bautista, the top 5, separated by 1.3 seconds. Alex Lowe's behind, down to turn 11. This is going to be unbelievable if Bulliger can get this one stuck. Down the brakes, too far back. Toprak has the positioning. Through the chicane, 12. 13 and 14 now coming up. Shane Byrne.
Have a look at either Toprak or Bulliger throughout this race, but every single lap so far, when we get through here, turn 15 into turn 16, the two factory bikes go to the left-hand side of the screen, and Sam just seems content at the moment to just ride down the right-hand side of the track here. This time, typically, making me look bad, he's gone behind Nicola Bulliger, but he's been avoiding the slipstream down there for some reason. I wonder if he's got something in his back pocket for these two.
I'm sure he'll have everything in his pockets. He's going to have to empty them all, though, at the end of this one, because he's going to need everything he's got, Shaky. But a good shout there. Maybe just keeping the front tyre temperature down a little bit and not getting behind the Ducati and the BMW, because as we know, you can suffer with that. But look at the party. It's increasing. The invitations have gone out to the whole paddock, it seems, just behind them, because Petrucci and Bautista, look at the pace of Bautista now. We know he's fast around here in the last third, last half, and here he comes.
Oh, look at this. The magnificent 2.1 seconds covering Razgatlioglu, Bulliger, Sam Lowe's, Petrucci, Bautista, Alex Lowe's, and there, number 55, Andrea Locatelli, the only rider other than Toprak and Bulliger to have won a race this year. The 28-year-old from Alzano Lombardo in Italy. He won race 2 at Assen when Bulliger had his breakdown just 2 laps from home. Toprak's had his fair share of problems as well with the electrical gremlins, if you remember, back at Australia. But James there almost, I think his heart skipped a beat. I think he's just spotted something at the front. Was it Toprak again?
It was Bautista. He had a big handful around Marc Marquez corner, and he came around on him a little bit, but he didn't back out of it. Alvaro Bautista is on a mission. He's got a point to prove. I was listening to his interview just before the weekend, and he says he's not really listening to team orders this weekend.
Yeah.
He's going to do his own thing. So let's see what fireworks he can let off the closer he gets to the front.
Yeah, exactly the same thing he said this time last year. And remember, Bautista hasn't won a race since this time last year. You've got to go back a full 12 months now, and he's almost side by side with Petrucci. No, deceptive camera angle, but he's certainly closer to him. Look, there, the red bike with the yellow helmet. Number 19, Alvaro Bautista. 2 times a Superbike World Champion of 2022 and 23. Now, let's have a look at Sam's lap times as the top 2 cross the line. Never mind about lap times, let's look at this. Bulliger up alongside again. No, not this time. It's still 2 seconds covering the top 7. Sam Lowe's only a tenth slower than the 2 at the front, but he ran a bit wide that time, and it's going to drop him into the clutches of Petrucci. So, crucial moment in the race now. The 10th of the 18 laps with 9 to go. A little bit of breathing space there. Back to Sam Lowe's in 3rd position.
On board with Toprak, turn 5, back to 1st gear, and then 2nd and 3rd, short shift around this particular section here before you go into this turn 7. Wonderful technical part of the circuit. You're not braking in a straight line. You're always braking on the side of the tyre, so it's not easy for a rider because the contact patch on the front, when you lean a motorcycles, gets smaller. And then you have to manage just how much grip you've got, depending on the angle that you've got when you're braking. But look at Toprak at the minute. I was expecting his pace to fall off at this point, but it doesn't look like it is it? He's got at least 4 or 5 bike lengths lead now on Nicolo.
It certainly looked to be a bit of a struggle with the X tyre, didn't it, in qualifying earlier today, and that really could be a concern for tomorrow's 10-lap Superpole race, if he chooses to run the X tyre, of course. He doesn't have to. Here's Danilo Petrucci, raced here in the past, of course, not just in World Superbike, but also in MotoGP as well, through the right, through the left. They're already dropping down the hill. Looks quite flat on the TV, but believe me, it's a real downhill gradient. That's Andrea Iannone in the background on the yellow bike. Won this race last year. Vierge is 9th. Gardner is 10th. Right behind Gardner is Bassani. You mentioned him before, James, from the back of the grid. A penalty for not obeying yellow flags in practice yesterday afternoon. Bassani's gone from 23rd up to 11th. He had good pace earlier in the weekend. Vandermark battered and bruised after his Friday crash is 12th. Jonathan Ray must have a problem. He's fallen back down to 13th ahead of Montella and Domi Aegerter. So I don't quite know what's going on with JR there. On target only for 3 points. Montella, in fact, is right behind him now and might be past him in the next few corners. But back at the front, this is Buliger. Let's see what he can do. This is where Jonathan Ray used to overtake people all the time. Turn 4, and now into 5. This is where you start cutting between the hillside. Look, hillside on the left, hillside on the right. This is where they literally blasted through the hillside when they built this track in 2009. It was supposed to host the Hungarian Grand Prix. Remember the not Balloton Park, Balloton Ring was supposed to host the Hungarian Grand Prix. It never got built. They came here as a substitute track and it ended up staying on the MotoGP calendar, and Superbike also visited for the first time the next year in 2011. I feel this is a really important point of the race now, James, with 8 laps to go. I wonder what Buliger's thinking.
Well, I think he's thinking it's a lot more difficult than he was expecting. That's probably one of the things, because in qualifying the BMW didn't look like it was going to look after its tyres. We've got 7.5 laps left, and there doesn't seem to be too many problems with Toprak Razgatlioglu's BMW at this stage. Sam has just lost a bit of time here and there. He's started to claw it back in, but he's going to have to ride so well, because he looks like he's struggling at this point to go with them. And it shows, because even Petrucci has dropped off the back of Sam as well. Even Alvaro Bautista, we know how strong he is at this stage of the race. He can't even live with the top 2.
You were talking before off the back of what Shaky said regarding front tyre. So what is the issue then? If the front tyre starts to overheat, how does that actually feel when you're riding the bike?
Well, as we know, if you heat air molecules up, they expand, and then obviously the tyre pressures can increase with that. So the actual contact patch can change as the tyre increases the temperature and increases pressure as well as the race goes on. So if a tyre increases pressure so much so, and the contact patch gets littler and smaller, when you brake, there's less to grab into the track there, and that's why you can lose a little bit of grip at the front.
Let's have a replay there.
Replay. This is Toprak under braking for turn 1. Just a
Yeah, and watch the rear tyre stepping up, controlling the front slide there. But Toprak, again, so heavy on the front end braking, it's taking so much of the tyre away, but it's actually saving the rear grip a bit more. The gap now 2/10 to Buliger, but that just goes in the click of a finger by the time we get down to turn 8 at the reverse carousel. It's still looking strong. 7 to go. Toprak leads Buliger and Lowe's.
10, then it's the flat-out kink of 11, and then when they next hit the brakes, it is that heavy braking zone of turn 12 in front of the iconic dry stone wall. Buliger seems very, very comfortable and quick indeed, doesn't he, in this part of the circuit, the end of Sector 2 and the beginning of Sector 3. Toprak was quite wide there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Out onto the curbs on the outside.
Look at Buliger closing in. I think Nicolo's got to run here as well, because if there's anywhere on the circuit he can try and dive down the back straightaway, this is it now. Out of turn 15, down towards 16, 17. So close together again. Can Buliger get the traction? Toprak's pulled away. He's now got no toe in front of him. Will be slow on the back straight. And down on the inside line. Nope, nothing on the inside, unfortunately. Looks to be strong. Buliger's got a fantastic exit. Down towards turn 1 this time. Toprak does the block. Into towards the braking zone. Can we have anything within traction back on the inside line? No. Toprak goes a bit too deep on the brakes. The rear steps out. Buliger backs off, knowing that if Toprak was going to go down, he would go down as well, with being in such close proximity to the action. fabulous control so far in what is a crazy race here today. So we have 6 to go. Don't count out Sam Lowe's, actually. They've all saved the tyres now on the Pirellis. So Toprak, Bulliger, Sam Lowe's inside of a second of each other, by the way. That's how much they're all together. 2/3 race distance has been completed. We've just been told from race control. So it's all to play for now. There's Stefano Cecchinelli watching on down in the garages. Pet trucks closing in on the back of Sam Lowe's. Bautista in P5 as well. Once again, the spread has come between the top 3. Then Petrock's now back, and he's falling into the clutches of Bautista, who won here last year, race 2, and, well, the Superpole race and race 2. Iannone was victor here in race 1 last year. As they come once more. Look at that, Sam Lowe's the fastest of the top 3. Last time by 1:49.170, 0.2 of a second faster than his 2. Is that Bautista off the circuit? It is Bautista off the circuit. He went off just coming out of turn 14. Adrian Bautista is out of race 1 here in Aragon. Well, unfortunately, just dropped the front at the exit, and he was looking so strong. That puts Lowe's to 5th. Petrox goes up to 4th. And he's up and walking away, but just dropped the front exit of turn 14 and 15. Nothing he can do. And drags you off down there at the chicane. 5 to go, and Toprak leading the way at the moment.
Feeling very, very comfortable and confident, and as per Ballerton Park earlier on in the season, an unforced error takes Bautista out, riding too hard, and James, that's bad news for his championship situation, of course. There he is, because he was only 6 points behind Locatelli for 4th overall, and still had sights on Petrucci for 3rd overall. Look at the top of the screen, look for the yellow helmet, there he goes.
Wow, and that'll be 43 points is behind Petrucci. If the checkered flag comes out now, we'll keep an eye out of you for that. But look at that, just the front end. He tried to tap the throttle to get a perfect exit onto the straight, and he just had a bit too much lean angle, and the front just washed out. And look what it means to the team right now. Nicola Bulliger, the responsibility for you, and they're actually, the fans are even packing their flags up. They are absolutely devastated. Nicola Bulliger, you cannot afford to finish behind Toprak anymore this season if you want any chance of being a world champion.
Yes, it's a long way to come from Talavera della Reina. It's a good 4 hours or so in the car for the Bautista fan club. Hopefully, though, they can have a good night's rest and come back and see some positivity for their man, number 19, tomorrow. He looked very close to the inside curb as well, didn't he, as he lost control there. But 4 laps to go, and can Bulliger do anything? Those graphics at the bottom of the screen, if the sector goes green, it means Bulliger's taken time out of Toprak. If it goes orange, he's lost time to Toprak in that part of the lap. As ever, the lap is split up into 4 parts for the benefits of timing. This is the longest lap on the calendar, 5 kilometres, 3.1 miles, and look.
Bulliger's getting very close now down towards the first corner. Is he going to go for a little bit of a look on the inside line when he was thinking about it? He saw him try and think, is this going to be a move to go for? Apparently, we've got an off track and continued at turn 1 for the asphalt runs. So there's still some 31 going off the circuit and continuing. So that's something, at least, that from coming from race control. We were sure that they might not have that, but they do seem to have that information to hand. As I'm sure you might be seeing it on our screen shortly as well, just getting that set up for you with our new graphical systems in operation. Meantime, though, this battle is brewing at the front, and it is going to be Toprak leading ahead.
Come on.
What a ride, James, for Bassani. He's taken 15 positions from the very back of the grid, and he's up into 8th place. Phenomenal from Bassani on the Bimotor. Sadly for Axel, we've not seen any of it because the fighting's been so good up here at the sharp end. But this is the championship on the line here. There's a potential swirl. Bulliger a bit wide. potential swing of 10 points. If it stays like this, it's 44. If Budiger gets through, it's 34. This is enormous for the 2025 title race.
Sam's coming. He's just had a really good section there with Nicola Budiger going wide. It just gives Sam a little bit of encouragement there to get onto the back. We'll keep an eye out on his lap times, but he's still just in the slipstream of the two in front. But Toprak, look at the pressure.
That's
He's
insane.
putting everybody under.
He's just taken off at the distance at the front there as Iannone on the inside of Locatelli for 6th place down into turn 17.
And here's last year's race 1 winner, Andrea Iannone, blasting past his namesake Locatelli on the back straight, which is just shy of a kilometre, and he's up now into 6th place. So the Go 11 Ducati rider fighting for his future. Toprak still leads with 3 laps to go, and here then is Mr. Bassani, and look at this for a rise through the field. He started 23rd on the grid, back of the grid penalty, where Mr. Cameraman looking for him, there he is, well done, number 47. Started at the back of the grid looking 23rd place, and he's up to 9th, but I think that's the end of his charge now. It's a 6-second gap up ahead to his fellow countryman Locatelli, but even so, incredible performance from Axel Bassani.
It is. Nicola Budiger 0.3 of a second behind Toprak. I'm keeping an eye on the monitors here in the commentary box, and we are just having a bit of a nod, aren't we, to Axel Bassani's performance. But look at Sam Lowes. He is still there or thereabouts, and you can tell with the way he's riding down the corkscrew, he is not done with this, is he?
No.
All right, if Budiger's going to have a go, Jones, where's it going to be? He seems to get a very good run off the last corner, doesn't he? But the line comes up very soon. Remember last year it was less than 1/10 of a second when Bautista and Toprak crossed the line side by side in the Superpole race. Toprak was a front wheel ahead. 2 laps to go. Budiger very, very strong in this part of the circuit with these direction changes. Looking back now from Toprak. Right. Now we're going left. There's Sam Lowe, still number 14 on target for what would be podium number 5 of the year, but he wants a lot more than that. He wants a win.
On board with Toprak, 202 miles an hour. You are on board with a Superbike as he jams on the brakes, even at 200 miles an hour. The rear comes off the floor. That's the kind of confidence that guy's got at the minute. And to answer your question, Greg, I think if he's got a chance, it's out of this corner into turn 1 on the next lap.
Okay, 2 laps to go. He's too far behind this time. We've seen him do things like this before, haven't we? Remember Most when Toprak was furious that Budiger managed to beat him on the last lap of the last race there. Sam Lowe still on target for that podium. Can he get in on the act? Petrucci's dropped a long way down now. Petrucci now 2 seconds behind as the pace increases at the front. And Jonathan Rea, whatever the issue is, he's down to 13th. But did you see that there? Toprak backing it in to turn 5. I remember Chaz Davis had an enormous moment there in 2017 when he was fighting with Jonathan Rea and somehow managed to retake the lead and win. Chaz 7 times a winner here. Toprak 0 times a winner here. And the same goes for the man behind him. Now look through Toprak's arms and around his torso. Where's that red Ducati? He's so close to us, you can't even see him. I can tell you the gap is only half a second as the traction control bites again around this Marquez corner. Now we're into the real strong part of the lap for Nicola Budiger.
Turn your TVs up, get on the edge of your seats, because this is going to go to the last lap, to the checkered flag. And are we going to have the grandstand finish here in race 1 in World Superbikes? Nicola was slightly wide again into turn 12, but as you can see, Toprak's rear tyre is just starting to get fed up with this pace at the front, but Nicola Budiger has not got a good exit out of that chicane. He is not going to be close enough to challenge Toprak into turn 1.
This is the last lap coming up, and this is going to be something very, very spectacular. Remy Gardner is officially out of the race as well. The Aussie not participating anymore on the circuit, as you can tell. So, had about 3 retirements coming down. 1 more lap to go around Motorland Aragon, and it's a direct battle between Nicola Budiger and the shaky Toprak Razgatlioglu, whose rear tyre is still sliding out from underneath him in the first corner into turn 2 and 3. Is there anything better that can be grasped? No, I don't think there is at the moment. Still trying, still pushing. Budiger holding on strong as they come through into the braking zone at turn 5. 6 and 7 coming up next. Hold it together. Oh, Budiger's rear tyre stepping out from underneath him as well. Into the reverse corkscrew we will come. down now to that section. Bullinger was faster by 2/10 of the last lap. Oh, Top Rack's perfectly positioned that bike. I don't think there's many opportunities to overtake on this circuit. It'll all be down to the last corner if there is one. So far, it's all looking to be just smooth and competitive. Down the brakes, bang, 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 bang. Keeping through. Nothing here. Top Rack leading from Bullinger. Oh, still down the brakes. TV picture's breaking up, but we've got them back to the chicane. Top Rack still in the lead at the exit of turn 15 to Bullinger. Out of the back straight we go then, down towards 16 and 17. The 2 kilometre long back straight, nothing coming this time by. I think for the first time in a Motorland Aragon, it's going to be Top Rack Razgatlioglu who will take it to the top. Out of the last corner, a short run to the line. It's going to be very, very close. Top Rack wins by 30 thousandths of a second. A photo finish of the line. But for the first time in Motorland Aragon, Top Rack is finally a winner here. Bullinger in second, Sam Lowe's an impressive third, Petrux, Alex Lowe's, Iannone, Locatelli, Bassini, Vieje, Vandermark, Agata, Montella, Ray, Vickers and Gall off the points. Rabat, Sofagulu, Rinaldi, Bridewell, ahead of Zahadi as well. Out was Gardner, Bautista and Tarrant McKenzie. Fastest lap for Bullinger, 1:49.04 at the end, but nobody can beat Top Rack. The podium's been confirmed, as you see on your monitor. But a wonderful, wonderful victory for Top Rack Razgatlioglu, who has dominated here in a superb battle. I agree with what JT's just sent in our chat here, saying that if the finish line was further down where the start lights are, then Bullinger would have had that. Look at the exit, the last corner, side by side of the line. Top Rack went defensive. He opened up the gap for Bullinger just to open up the throttle. And it was 30 thousandths of a second at the line. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Let's head down to the team trackside.
Sean, what an epic race that was, and Top Rack's finally done it. He's won at Motorland Aragon. The whole team must be elated.
Yeah, look, I don't know what to say really. We needed 0.4 to 0.5 after coming out the last sector because he had that much on us, did Nicolo, and I mean it was another bike's length over the line and we'd have lost that one, but unbelievable. I mean, he had to keep blocking him, he couldn't let him go, we had to keep that gap to him at all times, and I thought Sam could have come into play a little bit. Quite clearly his Ducati is nowhere near the strength of the red ones, but look, that's fantastic for Top Rack to nail his first win here and stretch the points lead. Most importantly as well, we've just taken the lead in Manufacturers' Championship, so that's a real big plus.
Brilliant, thanks Sean, we'll let you start celebrating.
Yeah, cheers mate, thanks.
Yeah, good observation there from Sean. BMW onto 496 points, Ducati onto 494. Top Rack's doing all the heavy lifting in that, you've got to say. But what a great job. Top Rack Razgatlioglu, his 250th Superbike race start, only the 10th rider to reach 250 starts in World SBK, and that is win number 76. And incidentally, 2 of those wins with Kawasaki, Manicourt 2019, 37 wins with Yamaha, that's his 37th win with BMW.
And all in less than 2 seasons. It really does just show just how his form has been. And Top Rack in this race, once again, just showing how good he is. And that's why it means a lot for BMW down there. It's the manner of the race victory, because you expect Top Rack to win races, but you also expect that if he has to, he's able to dig in and fight as hard as anyone out there, and that's what he did in this race. And you have to feel for Bullinger, because he's done everything he could do in that race, and ultimately you still come up a bike length short.
That one was a little bit more like one of those Razgatlioglu versus Bautista races where you feel like the Ducati is coming and there's an area of the track where Top Rack is having to ride the wheels off the bike to hold on, and it makes the victory even more meritorious for Top Rack Razgatlioglu.
It does, and that's what we want to see. We want to see Top Rack push. We want to see him have to ride like that and give himself the opportunities, and this is why he's a special rider, but it's also why you still have to be pushed to your limits, and he was pushed all the way in this one. But the interesting thing is, we've seen this quite a few times in the past. Saturday can be like that. Sunday, BMW find a little bit extra. We know where they're going to be focused on. It's going to be turn 16 and 17.
Yep, absolutely, as they come down into the back of the paddock with the results now confirmed. Let's head back to TNT.
This season, but your winner is Toprak Razgatlioglu, BMW's first Motorland win since 2013 with Chaz Davis. Here he is. He equals his own record from last season of 13 wins on the bounce. His 76th career victory and his first here at Aragon, which means when he heads off to MotoGP at the end of next season, it's only Cremona where he won't have had a World Superbike race win. Well, Rachel, those numbers just keep improving and improving and improving. Where will it ever end?
Well, we hope it doesn't, hey? But it's going to, isn't it, at the end of this season, because we know where he's going next, of course, MotoGP. Greg just mentioned it. But, yeah, 13 consecutive wins on the bounce now, equaling his record he set from last year.
Yep, now you know what that means, though, don't you? That means he's going to want to do it again tomorrow morning. You know, Toprak, you know, Sven Blush spoke about it, didn't he, at the top of the race. You know, his mindset is nothing other than wins. You know, for Nicolo Bulega, the pressure was on him, wasn't it? You know, he needed to beat Toprak in that race. He needed to take some points away from him. But as it stands right now, you know, the win has extended the championship lead. You can see from just how happy Toprak was there, diving into his team. He's a very, very happy boy. He fought hard for that. It looked like right at the end there, he was going to lose it on the run to the line. You could see that Nicolo Bulega was so much faster through that last corner. But Toprak got the job done, and you can see it means the world to him.
Well, when you've won every single thing there is to win in this paddock, winning a circuit you've never won before, it's a big deal, Shane. Yeah,
and you definitely wouldn't write him off for a treble, would you? You know, he just seems to be able to create opportunities and create wins. You know, you look here. This is the last lap. This is going into the last chicane, turn 15 and turn 16. James spoke about it on commentary, actually. He said it looks like he's just a little bit closer than he was the lap before. You look at that gap there and you think there's absolutely no way, you know, Toprak's got this done. Then all of a sudden, we get down to the end of the straight there. The Ducati stretches its legs. It catches a little bit. Corner entry there. Nicolo Bulega looking really, really strong. Toprak drifts out so he can get the bike stood up in the middle of the corner here. Nicolo keeps the bike really, really tight, and that Ducati's electronics working fantastically. Goes for the run to the line, but just loses out.
And he loved that one, didn't he? Toprak did. But I'm sure Ducati's going to be scratching their heads overnight, thinking what could they do tomorrow to help Nicolo Bulega get his own back on Toprak in both the shorter and then the second race of the weekend. Well, let's hear from our podium finishers. Sam Lowes, of course, was one of them as well. I can't wait to hear from him. They're with JT.
Well, you don't have to wait any longer because he's right here with me. Sam, what a ride on the podium, your fifth of the season.
Yeah, I'm missing a bit to them guys. I can do the pace, but to have anything to fight is difficult. But it's really nice for me after, we spoke a lot last year and stuff, so it's nice to be in the fight, learn a lot. You know, Toprak, probably one of the best, if not the best rider, Superbike rider. I don't know how to word it, but in the world, and obviously the BM's probably not the best bike, but watching him ride it, I'm learning a lot about the Superbike and also the way of battling. You know, if he's struggling, fights back the next corner, and that's what it's about. That's racing, and yeah, learned a lot today.
Winning World Supersport races, winning Moto2 races against some of the greatest, if not the greatest. And Toprak is right up there. What has he got so special, can you see, on a track that you're so good at?
I think the ability to do the pace 2% less than everyone else, so he can think a lot of other things at the same time, you know, and put the bike where he wants it and racecraft. And no, I really want to see him do well in MotoGP because I've been very lucky in my career that I've raced against all the guys in Moto2 coming up, and I put him right up there.
Nice one, buddy. Nice podium. Good luck tomorrow.
Cheers.
Yeah, it was a fabulous race from Sam, wasn't it? Brilliant from him, fourth on the grid. Obviously, he helped his brother to a front row start, but that didn't stop him at all. Sam's just looking at the tyres there just to see what the degradation's like compared to the BMW and the other factory Ducati, which is this man here, Nicolo Bulega. I know you'll be a little bit disappointed because you were so close.
Yeah, so close. There are some points where Toprak is faster than me, and some others where I was faster than him, but was like elastic, no? So it was always difficult try to overtake him, and I tried last lap, but it was too far, and I tried to recover all the last corner, but it was impossible. But yeah, I tried.
With what you did in that race, what do you need to do tomorrow to get one better?
Yeah, we have tried to improve the first meter in the exit of the corner because I lose a little bit because I cannot open the throttle like I want. It's a bit nervous, my bike. So we try to improve that part, and then I think we can be faster.
It's a fabulous race. Congratulations, Nicola. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was a fabulous race, wasn't it? All the way to the checkered flag. I don't think Top Rack knew just how close that was in the end. I know that Top Rack will be pleased with this because the most difficult races to win are the most rewarding races to win, and he's not really had a fight for a long time, but you really did have to fight for that Top Rack, and I knew you'd be really... look at the smile on you. Your smile is back now.
Now start smiling, yes.
That looked fun. It didn't look easy for you, but congratulations, you've just equaled your most wins consecutively of 13.
When I'm see last 8 laps 0-3, because I know when I'm see the 0-3, this one is before the back straight. And but I know he's coming 0-2, 0-3 is easy, but I understand he's also on the limit. I say just okay, every lap I need to push, every lap I'm pushing, every corner I'm pushing so hard, and also start to lose the front. But anyway, you know, finally we get the win. This is the first time in Aragon for me, but I'm really happy. And you know, the last sector, especially the last corner, we need to improve a lot because Ducati is so strong there, and also some sectors still Ducati is strong, but still we are fighting with my guys. But if tomorrow we are improved a little bit, I think in the race we are getting more stronger.
What's happening in that last corner? Is it traction control coming in too much, cutting the power, or what's happening?
I'm riding on the limits. I don't know. When I enter the corner, I'm just saying, you know, if I'm not feel that he's sound, but when I'm corner exit, I understand he's coming, he's very close. I'm just waiting the corner exit. I'm just trying to do good acceleration, but Ducati always better. But anyway, you know, I'm trying to my best. Finally, we win. I'm very happy now. But tomorrow, you know, we have 2 more races. I'm just staying calm. But we will see, you know, we need to improve. Still, we need to improve. But also, I think that Ducati now understand we are still here and we are still fighting. And tomorrow we will see.
A record number amount of wins. First win here in Aragon. Congratulations, Top Rack.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Rachel.
I definitely don't think Ducati ever thought BMW weren't there or weren't fighting. They are very much at the forefront. 44-point lead now for Top Rack. Shane, just try for the viewers at home to explain how impressive Top Rack was winning here on the BMW when we've spoken all weekend so far about it being a Ducati circuit.
Well, this was the thing, right? And at the beginning of the show, now I feel like I can gloat a little bit because I did say that, you know, he wanted that 13th win and he wanted to win at Aragon. He wanted it really, really badly. You would be 100% right in thinking that coming here to the Aragon circuit where Alvaro Bautista's won 9 races, Nicolo Belega is fighting him for a championship and has to start taking points out of him. Sam Lowes has been super fast all weekend. Andrea Iannone topped the combined, you know what I mean? All of the pieces were in the puzzle for this to be a Ducati weekend. But the one thing that everybody forgot about was the fact that, you know, Top Rack seems to be able to make things happen that nobody else can. And, you know, I said I spoke to him just before the start of the race. He said that qualifying was difficult. He didn't have it his own way, but he felt okay for the race. Kept his cards close to his chest, but he said that he had a bike that he thought he could win on, and that was the plan. And sure enough, he executed that plan to perfection.
Yeah, and how was he able to do that then? Because we saw him kind of trying a lot of different things in that race to get the better of Nicolo Belega.
Yeah, he did, but Top Rack was just Top Rack, wasn't he? You know, the thing that really impressed me, I don't want to go off topic ever so slightly, but the thing that impressed me was it the other way round, that Nicolo Belega was actually trying, in my opinion, to bully Top Rack a little bit. We've got some great float coming up in a minute of Top Rack breaking down into turn 1. You know, the back wheels like right up in the air, probably a foot off the ground, you know, braking as hard as he possibly can. There you can see it. Look at that, right? You can't stop a bike any faster than that. And we saw a few times that Nicolo would run into a corner just a little bit, or just miss an apex because he just can't stop the bike quite as quickly as Top Rack can. That ride in there, honestly, I cannot tell you how impressive that is to watch. But what happened after this was Nicolo knew that he was so much faster through that last corner that what he kept doing was getting alongside and deliberately outbraking Top Rack into turn 1, deliberately outbraking him up into turn 7, just trying to do so much and put the bike in front of Top Rack in so many different places that Top Rack, you know, would have been thinking, oh, where did that come from? But one of the really interesting things, looking at number 11 there on the track, was that he said that he just needed his bike to get off of the corners just a tiny bit better for the first sort of metre or so. He didn't feel that he was getting the contact that he needed from the rear tyre to drive the bike off the corner, but actually that was the thing that nearly gave him the run to the line here. You see, like, up the inside, turning on the side of the tyre there, that shouldn't be possible, but that was just a great battle to watch.
So he's already got what he needs for tomorrow. He just needs to execute
but he
it
wants more. He's like Oliver Twist, isn't he?
Differently. Can he do that?
They can work for sure. Yeah, they can try and find something. But generally, with motorbike setup, you find something and you compromise something else. You know, if they give him a little bit of grip, he'll get a little bit of grip in the middle of the corner. But that'll affect turning of the bike a little bit. You know, you have to lower the rear or soften the rear to make the rear tyre dig into the track that little bit harder. Just give you a little bit more edge grip, but you will lose a little bit of steering by doing that.
And psychologically, it's tough as well. Toprak's already got one victory over him so far this weekend. Nicolo Bulega, that man on your screen, will be devastated by coming second here in Aragon today. He knows every single point matters at the moment, as the championship lead from Toprak to Bulega has gone from 39 to 44 points now, Greg. I'll let you dissect that and take us through the podium.
I will try my very best to dissect everything, Rachel. Thank you. And I like that, Shaky. Yeah, Oliver Twist, indeed. He does always want more. He'll want more of a gap tomorrow, that's for sure. It was 300ths of a second, 0.03. And you've got to love this setup as well, haven't you? The way all of the riders can make contact, quite literally, with all of the fans. Old, young, male, female, everything here, with people travelling from all sorts of different parts of the world to be here at Motorland Aragon. Look at all the different support for all the different manufacturers as well in the crowd there. Bulega, as Rachel said, not best pleased to have lost out there. Isn't it amazing that only 300ths of a second can be the difference between potentially a 10-point swing of 44 points leadership or 34. It happens to be 44. By the way, if Toprak wants to win most races in a season and beat Bautista's record, he's got to win every single race between now and the end of the campaign. I don't think he'll be overly worried about that one, to be honest. He will be very pleased, though, that BMW have now taken the lead of the Manufacturers' Championship, 2 points ahead of Ducati. Sam Lowe's 5th podium of the season for him. Sort of marooned in 6th place in the championship at the moment, some way behind Bautista, 50-odd points behind, and 20 approximately ahead of his teammate, his brother rather, Alex Lowe's. Bulega, same number of podiums as Toprak in the season so far. Oh dear, he's really thinking about the debrief. He doesn't really want to have to go through all this rigmarole of the podium and all the interviews, does he? Look at his body language. He's going to try and come back stronger tomorrow. And for Toprak, his first win here at Motorland, his 13th win in succession to equal his own record from last year. His championship lead increases by 5 points to 44. The podium ceremony taking place here, as you can see, on the inside of turn 1. Frank Gutterman is the electronic engineer. I'm sure Frank will be working hard overnight to try and improve Toprak's drive, traction control settings and everything else, as JT touched on down in the interview, not least out of that last corner when they're cranked over on the left side of the tyre. There's Phil Marron. Seems as though he's not going to be working with Toprak next year. It's a Pramac decision. Seems like they're going to go their own way, and I know Toprak is pushing very hard for that.
It's champagne time as we have Toprak Razgatlioglu, Nicolo Bulega and Sam Lowe's 1, 2, 3. An absolutely amazing event. Join us tomorrow for all the action when we go racing again here in Aragon.